Something changed for freelancers wanting to move to France. And if you're planning your move right now, you need to hear this before you go any further. In 2025, France updated its immigration law with a new decree that specifically targets the visa freelancers and self-employed professionals used to move there. And yes, the rules did change. Now, before you close this tab and give up on your dream, stay with me. Because what I'm going to tell you is not that the door has been closed, is that the door now has an extra lock on it. And once you know where the key is, it's actually not that complicated. But if you don't know about this change, your application could get rejected before it even reaches the consulate. And that is the part I don't want to happen to you. Bonjour, I'm Giga from Expat in France. I am a French serial expat and I help English-speaking entrepreneurs, freelancers, creatives, and more relocate to France with the right visa. No employer sponsor required. On this channel, you will find honest, up-to-date information about French immigration and the red tape that comes with it. And if you find this video useful, please give it a like. It genuinely helps other people who need this information to find it on YouTube. Now, let's talk about what changed, what it actually means for you, and what you need to do about it. To make sure we are all on the same page, the visa for freelancers and self-employed professionals in France is called the Entrepreneur Profession Libérale visa. This is the visa you need if you are a freelancer or independent contractor, a coach, consultant, a yoga teacher, photographer, or any kind of self-employed professional, someone who wants to open a business or run a micro-entreprise, for example, in France. It is my favorite visa in the whole French immigration system, and I will tell you why. You do not need to find a French employer to sponsor you. You are your own sponsor. You prove that your business or future business can financially sustain you, and that's it. There is no official digital nomad visa in France. This is the closest thing to it, and it is a legitimate, long-term pathway, one that can eventually lead to a multi-year residence permit and even French citizenship if this is your goal. Now, for years, this visa worked a specific way, and then the French government formalized something that changed part of that process. On the 14th of June 2025, a new decree came into force in France. It amends the CESEDA, which is the French code governing the entry and residence of foreigners. The change that directly concerns you as a freelancer is found in Article 2 of this decree, and it introduces what is now a mandatory step in the visa application process. Before you can even submit your Entrepreneur Profession Libérale visa application to the French consulate, you must first have your business project formally validated for economic viability. And this validation happens through a specific government platform. So, in concrete terms, the consulate is no longer the first person who reads your business file. Before the consulate, a dedicated authority reviews whether your project is economically viable. Can your business sustain you financially? Is your income projection realistic for French market? Is your business model credible? Only once you have received a favorable opinion from this pre-screening step can you move forward and book your consulate appointment. Now, I want to be very clear about something, and this is important. Here is the thing that nobody is telling you clearly. This step already existed before June 2025, but only for some applicants. Before the decree, merchants, artisans, and people running commercial activities, think gîte owners, photographers, estate agents, already had to go through a pre-screening validation before their consulate appointment. They were already used to this step. What the decree did was extend this requirement to everyone, including liberal profession profiles, consultants, coaches, programmers, teachers, designers, anyone self-employed, no more exceptions. So if you were a consultant watching YouTube videos from 2022 or 2023 about this visa, including my own older videos, describe a process where you bring your business plan directly to the consulate. That process is no longer complete. There is now one extra mandatory step before the consulate and for everyone. And this is exactly why I keep saying, be careful where you get your information. Forums, Facebook groups, AI chatbots, they are actually pulling from outdated data. This changed in June 2025. The law is updated and the decree has passed. Your preparation needs to reflect that. Does this make the visa impossible? Absolutely not. Does this mean you need to take your business file more seriously? Yes, it does. The practical impact of this change is not about difficulty, it's about time. Before this decree, the main bottleneck in the process was usually the consulate appointment availability or the time to prepare your business plan if you are not familiar with this exercise. Now there is an additional step upstream that also takes time. From what is being observed in practice, this pre-screening step can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a couple of months in rare instances, depending on the complexity of your project, how well your file is prepared, and whether additional information is requested. What this means for your planning. If you were thinking you could start the visa process 1 month before you want to move, that window no longer works. You need to build in more lead time. A realistic planning horizon for the full visa process today, from starting your preparation to landing in France, is at least 4 to 6 months for most cases. I would recommend even more depending on your consulate and the time of the year. So if you are watching this as I post this video and you want to be in France by the end of the year, not in a few weeks, now. Before I continue, I want to mention something. If all of this is making you feel overwhelmed, the decree, the business file, the pre-screening, the consulate, I get it. The French immigration system is genuinely complex, and the stakes are high. Submit the wrong thing, use the wrong visa name, miss a step, and your application gets rejected. That is exactly why I created the Dream to Reality course. It walks you through the Entrepreneur Profession Libérale visa step by step with the 2025 updates included. What to prepare, how to structure your business file with a business plan template, what the administration is actually looking for, and how to avoid the most common mistakes. The link is in the description below. Now let me finish what I was explaining. So now that you know there is a pre-screening step, the logical question is, what does a strong business file look like in 2026? Without going into the full detail, because that is genuinely course content and it takes time to do it properly, here is what I want you to understand conceptually. The person who will now review your business file before the consulate is not a visa officer. It's someone assessing your project from a business viability angle. Think of it like presenting your project to a bank manager, not just filing in a government form. They want to see that you understand your market, that your pricing is realistic for France, and that you have a credible plan to generate enough income to actually live there. That your financial projections are grounded, not widely optimistic, and not so conservative that they look like you cannot support yourself. The bar has gone up. This is not a reason to panic, it is a reason to prepare properly. And honestly, the freelancers and entrepreneurs who were already taking their business plan seriously before June 2025 are not struggling with this change. The ones who were treating the business file as a box-ticking exercise, those are the ones who are getting caught out. So if you are in the early stages of planning your move, use this as your signal. Build a real business project, not just to get a visa. But because if you're going to run a business in France, you need a real business project anyway. Let me bring this together. What's changed since June 2025? All applicants for the Entrepreneur Profession Libérale visa, including freelancers and Profession Libérale profiles, must now have their business project formally validated for economic viability before submitting their visa application. And what did not change? The visa itself still exists. You still do not need a French employer to sponsor you. France is still very much open to freelancers, self-employed professionals, entrepreneurs, and remote workers who want to build a life there. What you need to do? Allow more time. Take your business file seriously. Make sure you are working from current official information, not from outdated forum posts or video filmed before June 2025. And if you want structured, up-to-date guidance that walks you through the entire process, the Dream to Reality course is built exactly for this. The link is below. I hope this video gave you a clear, honest picture of where things stand for freelancers wanting to move to France in 2026 and beyond. If you found it useful, please give it a like. It helps the algorithm show this to other people who might need it, and I genuinely appreciate it. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I read everything. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date, and I will see you in the next one. Merci et à bientôt!